You're watching News 24 Live in light of Eskom's power crisis. There is a big push in South Africa for alternative forms of energy, one of them, of course, being solar. I'm joined in studio by Greg Austin, who's the Managing Director of UV Renewable Energy, who have just secured an exciting project in the Northern Cape. He's going to tell us all about it. Greg, thanks for coming in.
Hi, thanks. Thanks, Nick.
Before we talk about this new project you've secured, tell us a little bit more about solar energy, renewable energy. There's a bit of a debate around the environmental advantages and disadvantages of it. Some aren't that convinced.
Well, we're blessed with one of the highest irradiation levels in the world, which means that for a given solar panel that we put up, we're going to get, for example, double the amount of energy out compared to a panel in Europe or parts of the USA or Asia. Renewable energy, by definition, is clean energy as opposed to what we refer to as, I suppose, fossil fuels, which emit carbon dioxide primarily with their generation of power, and also have a massive amount of water consumption associated with their production of energy, electricity, which of course we don't have with renewable energies. So there are clear environmental benefits with the use of renewables.
Okay. So tell us about this project in Prieska, I believe.
Yep.
Not only sort of the scale of it, but the amount of jobs it's going to create, etc.
Okay, the project is, it was originally developed by a local developer, Mulilo. The investor, primary investor, is an international company called Sonetics. They identified the site, the project site, as being optimal for a solar power project. It's about 50 kilometers southwest of the town of Prieska in the Northern Cape, which is actually quite a hot spot for renewables, given the irradiation there, and in fact the wider area for wind power as well. It's a very good wind site. So the Prieska project is an 86 megawatt project, DC, direct current, which means that it will generate about 75 megawatts of electrical energy onto the Eskom grid. There's a power purchase agreement in place now that was signed in December 2014. And what that means is that an average South African home, based on that, we would see about 150,000 homes being electrified by this power plant.
Okay. Now, I'm assuming the local community would benefit from this. I mean, who benefits from renewable energy? I believe, there is quite a lot of cost involved.
Yeah, the costs are quite extensive. A project like this has a capital cost of over R1 billion. The benefits are wide. Obviously, there are economic benefits, both in terms of security of energy supply and diversification of energy supply, but also the local communities are involved in a number of ways. The projects are bid under the Renewable Energy Independent Power Producer Program, and as such they have what we call economic development criteria attached to them, thresholds and targets that have to be met, and that the owners actually commit to achieving both in the construction and the operation of the plant. What that translates to, the project itself is about 14 months construction duration, beginning later this year. We will see about 380 jobs during the construction phase, and about half of those will come from the Prieska community, or 50 kilometers radius around that community. That's just in the construction phase of 14 months. We also are going to operate the plant. The design lifetime of the project is 20 years. That means that we will see 32 full-time jobs for 20 years, 28 of which will come directly out of the local community.